These things having been transacted, a voice was heard from heaven saying to the angel with the trumpet, "Choose 10 out of the whole assembly and introduce them to us. We have heard from the Lord that he will prepare them so that for 3 days the heat and light, or the love and wisdom of our heaven, will do them no harm." And 10 were chosen and followed the angel. And by a steep path they ascended a certain hill, and from this a mountain on which was the heaven of those angels, which had been seen by them before in the distance as an expanse among the clouds. And that gates were opened to them. And when they had passed the 3rd gate, the angel guide ran to the prince of that society, or of that heaven, and announced their coming. And the prince responded, "Take some of my attendants and inform them that their coming is welcome to me, and bring them into my outer court, and assign to each his room with its bedchamber. And take some of my courtiers, and of my servants who will minister to them, and serve them at their pleasure." And it was done. But when they were introduced by the angel, they asked whether they would be permitted to go and see the prince. The angel answered, "It is now morning, and it would not be permitted before noon." Until then, all are engaged in their offices and employments, but you are invited to dine, and then you will sit at the table with our prince. Meanwhile, I will conduct you into his palace, where you will see magnificent and splendid things. As they approached the palace, they surveyed it first from without. It was large, with a substructure of jasper, and before the entrance were 6 lofty columns of lapis lazuli. The roof was of plates of gold. The tall windows were of clearest crystal, and their frames also of gold. Then they were led into the palace and were conducted about from room to room, and saw ornaments of ineffable beauty, and on the ceilings decorations. By the walls were silver tables inwrought with gold, and on them various utensils of precious stones and of entire gems in heavenly forms. Many things which no eye on earth had seen, and such therefore as no one could bring himself to believe that there are in heaven. While they were in amazement at the sight of these magnificent things, the angel said, "Marvel not. The things that you see were made and fashioned by no angelic hand, but were formed by the Maker of the universe, and bestowed as presents upon our prince. Here then is the art of architecture in its